What's up, guys? Welcome to Glanimal, and today we're going to be talking about girls. More specifically, we're going to be talking about honesty and how honesty can not only help save your relationship, but also save you from a potential bad relationship. So you can be honest to any part of your relationship. You could be honest with your wife, you could be honest with your girlfriend, you could be honest on the first date. No matter what part of the relationship you're in, it's good to be honest. But the sooner you do it, the better off you are. Because if you wait too long to set boundaries, the bigger the argument becomes, and quite frankly, it can be really bad for the relationship. You need to be honest as soon as possible. The sooner you set boundaries, the sooner those boundaries can be put to light, so that way that person can make a decision based off of that boundary that you placed. Now, that decision that they make may not be the decision you like. Maybe they'll continue to do that thing that pisses you off. Or maybe they'll change. But you won't know that unless you're honest. And it's gonna suck when you wait later on down the road and find out that she won't change after you guys have been together for 2 years, or even worse, married. You don't want to be married to someone that has something that you cannot ever accept. There is no way of knowing if that person's right for you if you are lying to them from the get-go. And not telling the truth, I hate to break it to you, is a form of a lie. You need to be honest as soon as possible. You need to set that boundary the second you get the chance. If you wait too long, it's gonna hurt you and the other person. You teach people how to treat you. If you allow behavior to happen, that person's going to continue to act in that way that you don't like. Now, think of this hypothetical scenario. Pretend you went on a first date and this girl shows up to the date late. She's extremely rude to the waitress and kind of rude to you too. Sits on her phone the entire date, but you just allow it. You guys go on a second date and the same thing happens, and then you possibly even go on a third date. And to be honest with you, if you made it that far, that's a miracle, because you didn't set a boundary. There's no way she's going to respect you anyways. But pretend that keeps happening. And then later on down the road, you end up getting married. Guess what? She's not going to change. She's going to continue to do those things because you never pointed it out to her. The only way to save yourself that problem and save yourself a lot of time is by being honest. So that way you can see if she'll change for you. And if she won't change for you, you can at least ask yourself, am I okay with this? And can I accept that's who she is? You may not be okay with how she acts, and you might end up leaving the relationship, but the answer will be much more clear to you if you're honest with her. If you just allow her to do the thing you don't like and never tell her how you feel, she's going to continue to do that because she thinks it's okay. But if you're honest with her about it, she'll either keep doing it or she'll change. But you can't know that unless you're honest. Honesty will give you peace of mind, and it'll take all of the stress off your shoulders. It takes so much more effort to hold that stress in for years and years and years and allow her to make that into a habit of how she acts than to just tell her from the get-go and get it over with now. It's much harder to do it later than it is to do it now. You should always be honest from the get-go. You need to set that boundary as soon as the first date. If she does something that you're not okay with, you need to be honest with her. I'm not saying be rude to her and bitch her out, but you need to tell her what's on your mind. She's going to respect you for it, whether she stays with you or not. She may react in a way that you don't like, but at least she'll respect your honesty. And I'd much rather have her respect my honesty and leave her than stay with her and have her disrespect you for the rest of your relationship. It's not worth it. Be honest from the get-go, so that way you can make a decision based off of the honesty instead of based off of a lie. Honesty is concrete. Lies, they're inconsistent. They're annoying. They're much more stressful to deal with than a concrete answer, because honesty is black and white. It's much easier to make a decision off of something that doesn't change than to make a decision off of a lie. Because when you make a decision off of a lie, your reaction is most likely going to be wrong. You need to be honest and set a clear path of what you want in life and what you want out of a relationship. And to be honest with you, you need to look for honesty in that woman as well. She needs to be honest with you. If she is constantly getting mad at you about things that she's never actually conveyed to you, that's a huge red flag. You need to be able to sit down with her and talk about these things with her, whether it be early in the relationship or later on down the road. If she is lying to you about how she feels and not setting boundaries with you, that's extremely bad as well. And to be honest with you, as a man, you're the leader in the relationship, and you can explain that to her. You can get her comfortable with you enough where she will actually be honest with you. See, it's kind of different for men and women in this scenario, because as a man, you need to be honest from the get-go. Women aren't always comfortable with that because it involves confrontation, and being assertive is it's kind of a masculine trait. Women aren't normally born with that, and if they are, that's, it's a good trait to have. I'm not saying that it makes a woman masculine, but it's generally more seen in a masculine figure than it is to see it into a woman. So if that woman's not being honest with you about things that she's okay with and not okay with, you can give her a chance. You can sit her down and explain to her that you can be honest with me about what you are okay with and what you're not okay with. And if she ends up not being honest, and no matter how many times you try, she doesn't change, that's where you need to make the decision where, are you okay with staying with this woman or not? Because quite frankly, it is a red flag, but that's in your hands now. At least you were able to find out the truth. You were assertive with her by bringing up the fact that she wasn't honest with you. See, in a way, you're being honest about getting her to be honest. So you need to be able to say, look, if you're not okay with how I'm acting, you need to come out and tell me. You need to be honest about what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. You can't just get mad at me for everything I do. I need to know what is pissing you off. It's extremely important that both people are being honest, but you can give your girl a chance to be honest and sit her down and explain that to her and not just leave the relationship. That is you setting a boundary right there by telling her, you need to be honest with me. Both parties need to be honest, and you need to take action on it. They cannot be ignored. If you are ignoring it, then it's going to become a huge problem later on down the road. Honesty is what saves a relationship and saves you a lot of time, because it can bring out the bad parts in a relationship, so that way you can make an easier decision based off of, more concrete evidence of what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. Honesty brings out the truth in both parties. If you are honest and blunt with someone that's normally a liar, it's very hard not to get the truth out of them because they act different. Their whole demeanor changes. You need to be honest at all times. It saves you so much stress and it saves you so much time. Now, I'm going to end this video on an analogy that I heard from that YouTube channel I mentioned in the last video. If you guys haven't watched How to Beast, you should definitely check out this channel after this one, because it's what truly made me the man I am today. I've been watching that channel for a pretty long time, and he's got some very good stuff on there. The analogy is more like a metaphor. So if you say that there's a tree in your front yard and you don't really like the tree, now the tree's not just going to get up and fly away. The tree is going to stay there whether you take action on it. Now you need to make a decision. Do you want that tree to be gone, or can you make use out of the tree, possibly even put a tire swing on it? You need to make a decision. You have to decide whether you want that tree and you're okay with the shade that it puts on your yard, and you're okay that it blocks your view, or whatever problem that tree is causing in your life. You need to ask yourself, are you okay and are you accepting of that tree? Just like a woman, they are not going to change unless you're honest with them, because it'll bring the truth to light. You need to be honest with them so that way you can be able to see if you want to stay with that person or not. But if you are lying to them, what's going to happen is you're going to be in a relationship that you don't even know if you truly want to be in. Just like the tree, you need to be honest with yourself about if you want to make use of that tree or do you want to get rid of it. You can't do that unless you're honest with yourself. The tree is not going to go away on its own. You need to take action. You need to decide whether you want to cut the tree down or you want to make it into something. I appreciate you guys. I finally made it to 50 subs. Shout out to the Go SSG Bardock. That's his YouTube name. I actually know the guy. He's my neighbor, actually. I told him about my channel, and he's the 50th sub. And that's how it's going to be. Whenever I get every 50 subs, I'm going to do a shout out all the way till I get to 1,000. I appreciate all the support, guys. I appreciate you guys helping me get to 50 subs. I couldn't have done it without you guys. I'm going to continue to make these videos, and I know you guys might have noticed that I have not been posting on Mondays and Thursdays consistently. Hell, I'm recording this on a Monday, and I'm probably going to post it either tomorrow or the next day, depending on how long it takes me to edit. The two reasons why I haven't been super consistent is, number one is experimental. I need to see which days I get the most views on, and I'm able to do that by practicing which day works the most and seeing if Saturdays are better or Mondays or Tuesdays. I can't do that unless I try almost every single day of the week. The other reason why I'm doing this is because it makes my schedule a lot more flexible. It's much easier for me, me being in the Marine Corps and being a father and all the classes I got to do. It's extremely hard to stay consistent on YouTube with what day I choose to do. So I'm just going to be more flexible for now. Maybe later on down the road, the goal is to be, more consistent on which days I post. But for now, I'm going to be kind of all over the place. So bear with me. I appreciate all the support, guys. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the engagement, all the likes. I couldn't have done it without you guys. Stay on that Glanimal grind set.